Here's today's top story. Sorry Valve, but the Steam Deck outgrew my need for a Steam machine. Even in the world of video games, where technological evolution is rapid and massive, time remains a flat circle. A little more than a decade ago, I visited Valve's Seattle headquarters to demo the company's bold attempt to bring PC gaming to the living room. It was called the Steam Machine. It was cool, but flawed. Last week, Valve once again detailed, expensive, plans to bring PC gaming to the living room via a console-like computer, and it's also dubbed the Steam Machine. Thanks to SteamOS, the new unit is more consumer-friendly than its predecessor. However, a lot has changed for the PC gaming juggernaut over the past decade, especially as a hardware maker. In 2022, Valve's Steam Deck combined the hybrid appeal of the Nintendo Switch with the freedom and power of a gaming computer running SteamOS. I play it all the time. Although the Steam Machine has a similar pitch, reducing the barriers that keep people from getting into PC gaming, I'm not nearly as interested, even if it's an admittedly cool-looking cube. It just doesn't fit into my gaming lifestyle. The Steam Deck fits how I actually play for me. The most obvious difference between the Steam Deck and the Steam Machine is also the most meaningful. The Steam Deck is a handheld, and even with its iffy battery life, that means I'm free to play it wherever I want. The Steam Machine, on the other hand, is a PC styled after a home console, meant to live in your entertainment center and connect to your TV. I've been increasingly drifting toward handheld freedom over the years, even more so now that I have a child. I simply cannot be locked to one spot while gaming anymore, which makes the Steam Deck the far more useful piece of Valve hardware. Don't get me wrong, the Steam Machine has a terrific form factor. However, in terms of design, you can build a somewhat similar one right now, which is easier to do now that Valve's released SteamOS 3.8. Putting together a Steam Deck alternative is far trickier, which makes Valve's handheld much more important and an excellent fit for how I play. The Steam Deck already covers my living room needs despite being a handheld. The Steam Deck and its dock let me play on a big TV when I occasionally relax on the couch. Granted, it's not always the best experience, with controller sync issues and the limited hardware being more noticeable on larger displays. In that regard, I'm sure the Steam Machine handles the living room in superior fashion. Still, that difference isn't nearly enough for me to purchase an entirely new system for my least used playstyle. It isn't a price issue. Yes, starting at $1,049, the Steam Machine is definitely more expensive than I anticipated, thanks to the pointless tariffs and the dumb AI bubble. But that issue is affecting all of technology, so I don't blame Valve specifically. It's more that I simply don't play enough cutting-edge games to warrant buying a better, but stationary, box. The Steam Deck already has enough power for me to play many PC games. For me, the Steam Machine seems supplemental at best and unnecessary at worst. For example, I'm still obsessed with the rhythm-based beat 'em up Dead as Disco, an indie hit with modest system requirements. And if a PC game is too demanding for the Steam Deck, I turn to my laptop. It's not only a capable gaming PC, but probably more powerful than the Steam Machine, and also a device I need to do my job along with other non-gaming tasks every day. For better visuals, I occasionally stream games from my laptop to my Steam Deck, which is connected to a TV. That's how I played much of 007 First Light. It's an extra step, but it goes to show that you can easily get a Steam Machine experience, without actually purchasing extra hardware. Consoles already own my TV. I love that. Like the Steam Deck, the Steam Machine is trying to make PC gaming as easy as console gaming. It forgoes Windows bloat by using the Linux-based SteamOS, features a user-friendly UI, and implements a verification system to let you know which games run. Although Valve has reduced much of the friction, it can't be totally eliminated without also giving up PC freedom. With the Steam Deck, I still face the occasional compatibility issues, settings that must be painstakingly tweaked for playable performance, and other little quirks inherent to PC gaming. That'll be the case with Steam Machine, too. However, the Steam Deck's portability makes me more willing to put up with its mild headaches, whereas the Steam machine doesn't have that same luxury. So if I want to effortlessly play beautiful video games on my TV, I won't go for a redundant Steam machine. I'll power on the consoles I already have, like the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S. The Switch 2 is pretty much my primary gaming platform, not just because of its ideal hybrid nature but because I have hundreds of games for it, and I have little desire to break out of an ecosystem I'm that deeply invested in. To be fair, the line between consoles and PC is blurrier than ever, to the point that you could argue a console is just a closed PC you can't customize, and that charges for online play. Still, the actual experience is different enough that consoles have an appealing ease, convenience, and simplicity that PCs do not, even if the Steam machine closes the gap. An interesting idea that doesn't fit my life for me, the Steam machine is supplemental at best and unnecessary at worst. It has few if any releases that I wouldn't rather play elsewhere, and it doesn't expand how I play games the way the Steam Deck does. Admittedly, the Steam machine fascinates me as a niche product nevertheless aimed at mainstreaming PC gaming, but it's pretty much the opposite of what I'm looking for in gaming hardware right now. Although Valve's newest device doesn't excite me as much as its last, I'm still curious to see the team cook. Hopefully, the next generation of Steam hardware is more interesting and can launch during less interesting times. About our expert, my PCMag career began in 2013 as an intern. Now, I'm a senior writer, using the skills I acquired at Northwestern University to write about dating apps, meal kits, programming software, website builders, video streaming services, and video games. I was previously a senior editor at Geek.com and have written for the AV Club, Kotaku, and Paste magazine. I'm the author of the gaming history book Video Game of the Year, a year-by-year guide to the best, boldest, and most bizarre games from every year since 1977, and the reason everything you know about Street Sharks is a lie. How to watch the 2026 FIFA World Cup live without cable, and even for free. The best documentary streaming services for 2026, the best anime streaming services for 2026. Splatoon Raiders solo missions are so good. I nearly forgot about its multiplayer modes. Scala hosting web hosting review. Powerful cloud VPS servers for small businesses. More from Jordan Miner. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe.